Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chamber Chat via Zoom. I'm Danielle McFadden, President of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. I'm very excited to have Mike Molloy here. He's from Marcotte Law Firm and also an executive board member of the Chamber Board. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's been a long time since I've seen you in person.
I know. I don't think I see anybody other than my family. And
Which is great.
yeah, I'm trying to I'm trying to think of anybody else I see on a regular basis other than, the people across the street watering their lawn. But no, that's the only people I see.
And they get a very enthusiastic wave, I'm sure, because it's like human contact.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's excited. Everybody's chatty.
Thank goodness for Zoom. That's all I can say as an extrovert. To be able to actually see people makes a big difference.
Yeah, even at the office, I was like, I think it was somebody's birthday last week. I was like, oh, we should probably just do a Zoom with everybody to make sure everybody's okay. We
Yeah.
haven't even seen anybody, but yeah, we did that.
Oh, that must have been nice.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my secretaries turned 40 and sent her some cupcakes and did all that, and everybody seemed to be alive, which was good.
Awesome. Well, that's a huge bonus.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Marcotte Law Firm and the history of the firm, because you've
Sure.
been around, I think, longer than you've been alive.
Oh, yeah. So it's my grandfather's law firm. He started it in 1964, I think, is the official start date, although we don't have a record of that. But he's been running his own law firm since then, and still does.
Now, growing up, did you always picture yourself working with your grandfather?
No. It was interesting in that so when I graduated law school, it was in the middle of the recession, and there were no jobs and all that. But so he took me in, and here we are 10 years later, and still here and enjoying it. I'm happy I made the decision.
Excellent. And you've received some awards. You got the Distinguished Young Professional Awards through the Chamber, and then you received another award through the Association for Law Firms and Lawyers.
Yeah. You hate to toot your own horn, right?
That's why I'm tooting it for you.
There you go. Yeah, in 2015, I got an up and coming lawyers award. It was from so there's a legal newspaper that lawyers get. It's called Mass Lawyers Weekly, and they give it out every year, and I got one of those. And there's this thing called Super Lawyers, which is and a rising star of that is the top 2.5% of attorneys under 40, which I still am for a few more years now, and I've gotten that every year since 2015, I think. But I think so. You'd have to look at my website. I don't remember.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you've been a huge resource for us, so we appreciate all that you've done. You've been on the executive board now for 8 years.
Yeah. And
Can
just
you
when
believe
I thought
that?
I know the idea that I've done anything career-wise for 8 years seems to be far-fetched. I'm sure you feel the same way, right?
Yeah, I celebrated 9 years at the Chamber this month, which is crazy.
Yeah. And I thought I was going to be done, but I guess you're going to rope me in for another year, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, we're looking to have some continuity just with everything going on with COVID-19 to just keep the executive board intact for another year to kind of get us through this hump, which will be great.
Yeah.
COVID-19, how's it been going for you?
It's been fine. So, we closed our office in March when everybody else did. Although, I and a couple other people started working from home once daycares closed. And, in the beginning, it was kind of, on the first, so most of our business are people who get injured. People get injured at work, get injured in a car accident or whatever, and nobody's working, nobody's going to drive anywhere. So that there wasn't the volume of people getting injured, which is good from a societal sense. But so I took a few weeks and pretty much got everybody set up to work from home and got all that squared away. And then March 4th, we kind of got all the support staff back and really hit the ground running, and we've been going since then. And so for the past 8 weeks, it's been kind of business as usual, other than the fact that it's at home instead of in the office. Because what we did is, we limited it to one person in the office at a time. We have a staff of 10. There's, 5 lawyers, including my grandfather, and support staff. And so one has been fine. Everybody else working from home. I'm in the office today. It's my one day. It's been it's been going well.
It's remarkable how fast everybody was able to adjust and work from home. I mean, every industry, it's incredible.
Yeah. And I think, when you have to do something, you have to do something, which makes it a lot easier. And, and just as like an anecdotal thing, so just a fax machine, right? And so, we had always had an option to do an e-fax machine. And I was like, it wasn't worth the trouble of trying to tell everybody how to do it and all this stuff. But when it's the only option, it's like, here, we got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
People are forced to learn it, and we'll never go back.
That's exactly how I feel. There was like so many virtual things I've been wanting to do with our members, and we've just had to kind of go into it. And it's nice because everybody's kind of on the same playing field right now, and there's a sense of kind of forgiveness and grace if things don't go off without a hitch, because everybody's experiencing it.
Right. And it's, whenever a client or a new client calls or anything like that, we talk, and then, all right, let's set up a Zoom meeting so we can meet. And, everybody's happy to do it. It hasn't worked with everybody. Some people are like, let's just do a conference call. But, everybody's just happy to do the best they can in the new normal.
Absolutely. And in the midst of all this, you're moving your office that you've been in for decades.
Yeah. So I think when my grandfather got his first job, it was we're at 45 Merrimack Street, which is downtown Lowell, right above the CVS. And I think when he got his first job, around 1960, it was on the second floor of this building. And, he's been in the building ever since. And so, so it's been so long that everybody just assumes that he owns the building. But we're moving to 10 George Street as of July 22nd. And so I've essentially been packing an office for the last month, and it's you forget how much you accumulate when you have to put it all in a box.
Absolutely. I mean, and you've personally moved a couple of times within the past less than a decade, so you must feel like you're constantly packing boxes.
Yeah. It's funny when when my wife was pregnant with our second kid, it's like, all right, time to move out of the condo and into a house. And so we moved at the beginning of last year, and it's like, oh, glad we'll never have to move again. And fast forward, 15 months, and here we are packing it again.
Well, you're moving to a great location. You're going to absolutely love that building and the spot you're in.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's a much more modern building. It's probably a little smaller footprint, but that's good because you just don't need the space that you used to, especially when everybody's working from home. And we're real excited.
That's great. I'm happy for you guys. You talked a little bit already about the type of law that you specialize in. Do you want to expand on that at all?
I mean, so we, what's funny is that, over my grandfather's career, he had always touted himself as a general practitioner of law. Whatever you need to do, he'll do. And that's really how the law was practiced, up until maybe the last 20 years or so. And that now, in the law and in business and everything's more specialized. So the firm turned into essentially a personal injury firm for people who, people get in car accidents, get hurt on properties, and, people get hurt at work. We handle a lot of that. And, we do some wrongful death, people who die because of an injury. And so that's really the bulk of our practice. We kind of retained a little bit of the general practice aspect of it. People still call us like, hey, can you do a will? Can you represent me on this traffic ticket or whatever it is? And, we'll probably do it. But the bulk of the practice is people who get injured.
And you're very active on all different social media sites. I mean, you're definitely different in that sense. A lot of law firms aren't as kind of up to date on that kind of stuff as you are.
Yeah, it's funny. We just relaunched our website a couple weeks ago now, During the pandemic, I spent time and, we wrote all the content there ourselves. And, I think it's over 100,000 words. And I did most of that. But the funny thing I was I was talking to a friend of mine who's a lawyer down in New York, and he didn't know that I worked for my grandfather. And he's like, "Oh, you're doing the website?" "Yeah, I work for my grandfather, so I did the website." And he's like, "Oh, so your grandfather handles the TikTok and Instagram accounts?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Awesome.
yep, that's exactly how it is."
You should totally get a TikTok account.
I think we're both too old for TikTok.
All right. Well, I was going to say speak for yourself, but I'm a couple years older, so
Yes.
I'm definitely too old. Is there anything else you want the viewers to know about Marcotte Law Firm? Definitely mention your new address one more time.
Yeah, I mean, the whole purpose of this was to try to get out that we're moving. We've been at 45 Merrimack Street for 60 years. Even though I'm only 35, we've been there for 60 years. And as of July 2nd, we're moving to 10 George Street. It'll be Suite 210, which is on the second floor. There's a People's Bank on the first floor that we're above, in the same building as New England Neurological, the neurologist and Northeast Rehab. It's kind of right in between where the Social Security Administration is at 151 Warren and the old Lowell District Court, that's closed now, that the new Justice Center is open, and will be officially open in July 22nd. How many people will, love to do a housewarming or office warming and all that, but who knows what it's going to be like at that point and going forward, and we hope to see everybody there.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Very nice seeing you.
Very nice painting in your
Thank you very much.
Spare bedroom, I assume it is.
Yes, I'm in a bedroom right now. It's always interesting to see what people's backgrounds are. I'm like, I haven't mastered the great background, but that's okay.
Yeah, I end up doing a lot of Zoom meetings with my 1-year-old eating Cheerios in the high chair.
It's crazy. It's like, here's another snack, here's another snack. My 2-year-old, I've discovered throughout all this, eats more than I do. Like, I don't know where it goes.
Yeah. That was an unbelievable realization, because my 2 are 2.5 and are almost 3 and 1, and so whenever one eats, the other one has to eat, and so they're never hungry at the same time. We could talk about this forever.
Oh yes, yeah. There should be a support group for us. Yeah,
but at least the 1-year-old got whenever he sees the Zoom, he just starts waving to everybody, which is everybody
so
enjoys that.
Yeah, that's nice. Very good. Well, thank you very much. Next
Thanks
time we do this, I
me.
expect to see a kid in the background waving.
Yeah. I'll promise you that.
Perfect.
I'll bring him into the office.
No, thanks again. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. See you. Bye.
Bye.